Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Alright, can we talk about how dating in 2025 is starting to feel like signing up for a luxury subscription service you can't cancel? Back in the day, a date could be grabbing some ice cream, taking a walk, or catching a movie for 20 bucks. Now, it's like you need a second job just to ask someone out. Let's be real, love has a price tag now, and it's skyrocketing. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Boy math is trying to keep your girlfriend by telling her that you're gonna buy her all these things. And then when she actually keeps you accountable and she's like, hey, you told me that you were gonna take me shopping to Chanel. You tell her that she's materialistic and that she's a gold digger.
Let's be real. Money likes money. So if you're broke and you can't even afford to do your own nails, you can't even afford to put yourself in an Uber, you shouldn't be thinking about, oh, I need to get into a relationship so a man can help you. You need to be thinking about how you can better yourself first so you can attract the guy that's going to bring you up. But when you're on ground zero, you're only going to attract ground zero, which is the bums, the dusty.
What's the worst financial decision you ever made in your life?
Bro, get a girlfriend, bro. Hell nah, bro. Dude, you're dropping money every day. That's just like a monthly bill that will not go away and it increases every month, bro. Don't do that. You got birthdays, you got holidays, you got Valentine's Day. Hell no. If you make your anniversary day between Christmas and Valentine's Day, just give up, bro. I'm sorry. Just give up, bro.
What's the most you ever spent on a girl?
10 bands.
10 bands?
10 bands.
What did you buy?
Oh, there's plenty of gifts, all the holidays. Come on. Yeah. We all been there. Yeah.
Hey, are you still with her now?
Nah, not now, nah.
You regret it?
Nah. Better love doing lost than never loving all, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Wow, that's smooth. I like that.
Yeah, of course.
If you can't afford to take me on a date, if you can't afford to court me, you probably should not be dating.
What's the future?
Yeah, what's the future for us?
I
It is
guess.
not to say you're not an amazing person. Dating costs, let's be honest. Going on a date, it costs money. Dating, having a girlfriend.
Leaving your house costs money.
Yes, leaving your house, $35.99.
Staying in your house costs money.
Yes, okay? So it's just like, honestly, if you do not have the means, baby, you should not be dating.
Should a man pay for everything when it comes to the woman he's courting and the woman he wants to marry and be the mother of his children? Absolutely. He should want to never let her hand touch the bill. He should want to spoil her and love her and cater to all of her wants and her needs. Granted that she is also being the most amazing, beautiful, divine partner that she can be towards him.
Say that one more time. Say that again.
Recording me is crazy.
Nah, cause you said
If you can't afford to date somebody, you should not be dating them.
okay, but when
I'm
you
not-
speaking
I'm
about
not-
afford?
I'm not talking about moving.
Nah, shorty was like, if you can't afford a date, don't be dating. Then I said, what you mean by afford? She said, if you can't financially, spiritually, physically, and emotionally afford me, she got me though. She got me right there. She won that debate.
Here's how much it costs to have an attractive girlfriend. Weekly dates, $200 or $800 a month or $10,000 a year. Quarterly vacations, $2,000 or $8,000 a year. Holiday and birthday gifts, $5,000 a year. Miscellaneous, nails, shopping, whatever it may be, about $3,000 a year. All in total, about $26,000 a year. So if you're making $50,000 a year after taxes, you probably couldn't even afford to keep an attractive woman within your life. At least without her being miserable. In fact, she may even cheat on you with a baller. And if you're curious, we can actually put that to the test.
A lot of people are in relationships because they can't afford a rent on their own. A lot of people are in relationships because they don't want to fall asleep by themselves at night. A lot of people are in relationships because their mom or dad tell them that they're getting too old. A lot of people are in relationships for the wrong reason. And the truth is, when you get to a space where you love you enough to get rid of the noise that comes from outside of you, the people, the places, the things, the biases, the societal norms, when you get outside of all of that, now you can powerfully choose. I'm choosing you because I want you, not because I need you. Although I'm not going to act like I don't need you. I'm going to move like I genuinely want you in my life. And until you get to that point, I don't think you should be in a relationship.
From the bottom of my soul, I just want to be happy. I just can't afford another relationship where it's just like one-sided, I can't afford another relationship where I got to worry about who they're texting and who they're calling and what they're doing behind my back. It's too draining. I can't be involved in anything that just messes up my peace in general. From the bottom of my soul, I just want to finally be at peace. I finally want to be happy. I finally want to sleep good at night instead of being up all night with my anxiety and overthinking. That's it.
What do you look for in a guy right now?
He's funny and he treats me well.
What about the money?
I don't care.
Not at all?
No.
So he doesn't even have to make 100K?
No.
Let's say you made 100K. How much should he make?
I don't care. I really don't care about money.
What do you care more about then?
His personality.
Yeah?
Yes.
So let's say I wanted to take you on a first date, right? Where would you want to go?
Maybe to eat something, I don't know, to a restaurant.
What if I said, let's go to Burger King?
It's okay. I love Burger King.
What gave you that mentality?
I don't know, maybe my parents raised me well, so I never really care about money.
Yeah, boy.
You cannot afford a girlfriend, bro. Now, if you're in high school, that's totally different. But if you're in college and above, you cannot afford a girlfriend, bro. You need to be focused on getting you a car, a job, and a crib. As a man, you need to build yourself up. I don't want to keep hearing you talking about girls all day, bro. It doesn't matter. I don't want to keep talking to you about girls, bro. Who cares? I'm trying to get a Porsche, bro. I'm trying to get a Rolex. I'm trying to take my mom out her job. I'm trying to buy her house. You feel me? I'm trying to get a penthouse in the sky. I can touch the clouds. You sitting around here talking about a girl and how she made you feel bad, bro. Get your head on straight, bro. Priorities. Do you have a car that works? Do you have a job where you make good money? If you don't make enough money, get 2 jobs and get a crib. Take care of yourself, bro. Go to the gym. Stop talking to me about girls, bro. It's low-level talk. Boss your life up.
Her preferences are what her preferences are. But I think as men, a lot of times where we drop the ball, in terms of our masculinity and our leadership, we don't vet these women well enough before we get into relationships with her. You knew when y'all was dating, those first couple days and shit, you knew that this woman valued a man with money. You knew that she valued a certain lifestyle. And you knew that your ass was not in position to provide it for her. So what the fuck are you doing in a relationship with her and then be confused as to why she doesn't respect my leadership, doesn't respect my word, when throughout the dating process, she done gave you every signal in the world that I respect a man who got money. So if you're not aspiring to do that, or if you're not on the fast track to get there, turn the fuck around and go find another woman. But men don't do that. We want to stay there and try to beat her down and with her about her preferences in terms of demanding a man and requiring a man to have money that we don't make. And that's wrong.
Men need to date within their price range. And the reason for that is because people will say, oh, you know, a girl is a gold digger. No, that's not true. It's just she has hobbies that cost more. And as a guy, if you're getting mad at her for having those hobbies before you've even met her that cost a lot more, you probably shouldn't be dating her in the first place because you can't afford to do those things. Now with that, you take another girl who's, let's say, a low maintenance girl, and she likes to go hiking, you know, surfing, fun adventurous stuff outside, but she likes to do those things where she wants to fly to the Alps. That's going to cost a lot of money. So you take a girl that, you know, all girls are going to, you're going to have to fork out a little bit of money because it's like you should be a man and pay for the things for that woman, right? But you're never going to date a girl who you're not really ever going to have to spend a lot of money on. Like, a girl can say, oh no, I don't want him to ever spend any money on me. Maybe like a girl boss or something like that. But if you take a girl, she's going to still want some things from the guy. You're going to have to get her flowers, take her out for dinner, all this kind of stuff. If you were single, you're not going to have to be spending that kind of money.
It's true. Once you're in a relationship, the costs don't stop. Birthdays, anniversaries, holidays. Oh, and don't forget the just because gifts. Every month feels like another bill. Dinner here, a weekend getaway there, and before you know it, you're broke but still smiling because you love them. At this point, relationships should come with a payment plan, don't you think?
Man, it's single. Or you need to stay single. You don't make enough money to have a girlfriend. I don't need to make money to have a girlfriend. Oh, you don't? Okay. Girls like to go on dates. That costs money. Girls like to go shop. That costs money. Girls like to go on trips. Older generation calls it a vacation. Younger generation calls it a vacation. That costs money. And you got Christmas, Valentine's Day, and her birthday. 3 days you have to spend a large amount of money on gifts or she'll think you don't like her. Now that you know this information, do you still think you don't need money to have a girlfriend? You broke motherfucker.
I love her. She's my girlfriend.
That's cool and all, but tomorrow that girl could wake up and start feeling different and leave you. But tomorrow, $1 still gonna be $1. That's why I'm saying you chasing the wrong shit. Chase money, don't chase women, because when you got money, women gonna chase you. Did you not listen to a thing Daddy said before you left? You need this, not girls, my boy. That's a girl tripping. Nah, she tripping. You talking about I don't love her because I don't show her attention. How I don't love you? I give you money and I love money. What you want so much attention for anyway? Can't spend that shit in Gooch. They don't accept that type of currency. Leave. I don't care. I'll buy 20 more of you. I'm having that shit. Leave. Leave. Pick it up, look. Pick it up. Come on, let me up. Money.
Stop badgering and berating men to do things for you, like basic, like communicate and give a shit about you. The reality of the situation is that he can't afford you. I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about emotionally, spiritually. He cannot afford you. The tools he was provided in his toolbox cannot build a house, bitch. You are asking for a level of 8. Okay? Not even 10. It's not ridiculous things you're asking for. And all he can give you is like a 4 or maybe a 5, okay? Even if you hound this man for the rest of his life, all you're gonna get is maybe a 6 if you're lucky. And it is okay to be high maintenance. It is okay to have standards. It's actually totally acceptable to require things of people that you're in a relationship with. But what's not okay is staying in a situation with somebody who clearly is incapable or doesn't want to try and making yourself continuously unhappy. Stop discounting yourself for somebody who is not even willing to put in the work to be able to afford you.
Should broke dudes get a girlfriend?
Listen, if you're a broke dude, it's actually not in your best interest to get a girlfriend because guys don't realize girlfriends are expenses. To keep a girlfriend happy in your life is going to cost at least $20,000 a year. So if you're making $40,000 a year or God forbid $10,000 or less a year, you literally can't even afford to keep a woman in your life, at least without her looking the other way or being unhappy. So if you're a broke guy, the number one thing you should focus on is skills so that you can make more money, so that if you were to attract a woman into your life, you can actually have a positive, fruitful relationship, do fun things and experiences. No matter what women say, they don't want to be cooped up at home with a dude watching Netflix all day. Like, it's boring. Nobody wants to do that. If you are currently doing that right now, then yeah, hopefully she sees the vision and the growth in you, because otherwise, I'm telling you, a lot of broke guys get cheated on. And that's another big example as to why broke men can't keep a woman in their life either. They can attract them, they can sleep with them, but most of them are not keeping them. So make more money and then you can focus on relationships later.
I see a lot of pretty girls in public that I never approach because I know I cannot afford them. And it happened again yesterday with the finest girl I've ever seen. I really was thinking about shooting my shot, but then I noticed a few things about her. For one, she was wearing one of those fucking flower bracelets. $4,000 fucking dollars. Oh, Eric, what if it was fake? She was Armenian. I know that shit was real. Whatever though, I thought maybe it was a birthday present, maybe I still have a chance. I looked down at her sneakers because I saw they were a little bit dirty, so it gave me some hope. But they were the wrong kind of fucking dirty. $600 for dirty shoes. At this point, I know I'm done. Life isn't like Titanic, you know? Rich girl isn't like poor boy. I'm not poor, but I'm not her type of rich. But I was being delusional and still looking to see if her and I could be in the same tax bracket. I look to her right, and what do I see? $3,000 used. If I put this on, it better give me superpowers. At this point, I gave up. I see her walk away and leave, and what does she drive off in? One of these, wrapped in bright pink with a bedazzled license plate. You know what? I'm okay with it. There was no way I was ever gonna give her the life that she needed. I will stick with my Volkswagen Jetta and Nissan Altima girls.
The most expensive type of woman is the one who's not going to ask you for money. She's not going to ask you to pay her bills. She's not going to ask you to fund her lifestyle. She's not going to ask you to pay her rent. She's not going to ask you for her money for her nails, for her hair, none of that. And that is because she can do all of those things on her own. Women nowadays are more financially independent than ever before throughout history. Women who operate like this, they're looking for things that cost a lot more than money. They're looking for loyalty. They're looking for respect. They're looking for open communication. They're looking for reciprocity. They're looking for a man to match her energy to see her eye to eye and to be on her level. To a woman like that, money comes and goes and it's whatever because she already has it on her own. She ain't looking for that. She's looking for emotional stability. She's looking for loyalty, a masculine presence, and a man who's emotionally intelligent. She ain't out here looking for a provider. You think she's looking for that? She's already her own provider and she's doing it well. So a woman like this is going to cost you a lot more than the woman who's asking you for money, because the woman who doesn't ask for money, the things that she asks for require depth. They're not superficial.
You should not be afraid to spend money on your girlfriend. A lot of people will sit here and say, oh, don't spend money on a girl ever. She's gonna suck your bank account out. And I would actually argue it's completely fine as long as you're not dropping a full-on check. It makes you feel good too. Not even just your girlfriend, but any friends in general. When you just buy them food or buy them a drink occasionally, it makes you feel like the man. Buying a girl flowers literally costs $3 to $6, and it's going to make her entire week. But to sit here and say that girlfriends are expensive, no, they are not, unless if they are incredibly high maintenance and they're the type of girl that just wants materialistic things. For a good majority of the time, you maybe have to pay for 2 or 3 dates a month and then flowers occasionally, and that's it. If you're not in the position to even afford that, then you should get back to work, or you shouldn't be in a relationship, in my opinion. If the girl is incredibly high maintenance, then you don't want to be with her anyway, because she's just there to suck your bank account. But if we're being real, it does not take a lot of money to make your girl feel appreciated. Buy flowers once or twice a month, that is $12. And if you can't afford that, then you should probably find a job.
Let's talk about what's considered a bare minimum date, okay? Coffee, first and foremost. I have a lot of men, not really. I have some men, or have had men in the past who ask me out for coffee. Guys, that's not a date, okay? If you're looking for like somebody to chat, right? Somebody to gossip with, sure, go get coffee, okay? But that's not a date. That's not effort. That's, hey, I can go scrounge up like $7, okay, maybe $8 in 2025 to buy you a coffee. No. And I already hear people, well, like, he's just trying, that's all he can afford. Well, then honestly, if the only thing he can afford is coffee, then you should not even be considering this man in the first place, okay? If somebody is broke, right, and all they can afford is coffee, one drink, right, like one dinner date every 2 weeks, then baby, you gotta up your standards. Because the men who can only take you out every 2 weeks, right, then maybe spend like $100, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not a diss, it's a fact that man actually doesn't even have the money to facilitate an actual relationship if he can't even take you out, okay? So a lot of bare minimum effort comes from men, or masculine energy, right, if you're dating women, and it comes from a man or a woman only being able to give you what they actually can, and this can mean financially, because honestly, we're not in it for love, guys. You don't need a man to give you love. If you're looking for a man to give you love, you're not looking in the right. This is why it's so imperative that you see men as, if they're not giving you some type of financial benefit, then they're actually wasting your time as a woman.
So yeah, love might be priceless, but dating sure isn't. At this rate, I'm half expecting people to start applying for dating loans or getting a co-signer just to survive cuffing season. What about you? Have you felt the financial pain of dating lately? Or are you skipping romance until the economy chills out? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.